Yeah, baby. Applause to all you good people that have been helping me out. 900 subs. We're there. I just remember doing the one on 800 subs. Let's get. What the heck? All right, enough of this crap. All right. Mauricio, 900 subs, buddy. Jump in. The water's fine. Uh, it's a celebration. Thank you, Mike Franzese, Joey Merlino, John Alite, Sammy the Bulgravano, and all you people for providing me with content. So, salute to everybody. Uh, I did that video about that police officer that passed away at Batavia Downs and all that. I also did a Facebook version of it, and it blew right up. I did the editorial. So go get yourself a coffee, orange juice, water, soda, a beer, alcohol, whatever. Get jacked up with me. That's all. I'm on caffeine and nicotine. So you guys get whatever you want. Folks, 900 subscribers. The hard way, of course, but if you want things, you just keep pumping, you keep pumping. And sooner or later, when the universe and the world and the angels and anything else that's out there, it happens. Michael Candinas, good afternoon, my friend. Villejas, good afternoon. Mike Francis, thank you for the content for 900. Well, 1,000. We went from 800 to 900 in a flash. Jack Flash, it's a gas, gas, gas. So now we're going to go from 9 to 1,000. I don't know, 2 weeks. I better not Joner myself. I better not jinx myself. But it's you good people that come in here and join me. And everything's good. Everything's real good. Guests are coming. I know I keep saying it, but guests are coming. People, I know people, interesting people, and I don't know if they're camera shy or they, the old time wise guys. I understand, but what's the difference? They they believe that Cosa Nostra right to the grave. I mean, I don't, I don't blame them, but it's like it ain't like I got Rick. It's not like I got a million subscribers or anything. Come on, I'll give you $5 if you. I'll give you $5. We need a GoMe fund so I could start paying some of these wise guys to come out here. So thank you, I appreciate it, and I'm gonna get uh, do some interviews and everything, and we're gonna get there. It's not easy. I mean, people don't want to. People just don't want to. Jeez, they don't want to. They don't want me to interview them. But I'll just keep going. I'll find people. I'll find people. I had a guy from the Colombo family and another family. He cross pollinated. He was ready to do it. He was in Vegas. I saw him. Oh well, I'm having second thoughts. What the heck? Gosh, it's like, what do you want it by the FBI or something? What did you know? What do you want? What are you at large, bro? But he's kind of an eccentric character, but and if he did, I'd say, well, what about when this happened or this happened? And he'd be like, oh, well, I can't say anything. Well, so what would the content of the interview be? I don't know. I don't know what the hell the content would be, but it's hard. Get the old timer. I'm gonna get the old timer. Sort of this spring, summer. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get him. He's not in the best health, and forgive me if you're watching this, but you know, I hope you get better. But and maybe he'll talk about a couple guys. They knew Big Gene, and I'll leave it at that. Big Gene D. But we'll get there slowly but surely. But we've been accelerating on the views and on the subs. And I've talked about all these YouTube mob stars, tons of videos and everything. And personally, outside of my channel and everything, honestly, I wish everybody goodwill. I wish everybody to progress, you know. I do. I was taught that way, you know. Hey, the Jets. Mm. RJ Roger. Yeah. Oh man, he's an encyclopedia. I like him and Mike. I like him and Scars. I like him. I like him and Mikey Scars. He's just an encyclopedia, the New York Jets 15. And thank you for your support, the New York Jets 15. Couldn't have done it without any of you guys. Michael K's been rocking in here, Mauricio. So you guys know I appreciate it. You know. I don't want to get wishy-washy over here. But and I've said a lot of content about all these guys. And I do want to say it's easy for me, even being around them guys in the past, it's easy for me to be an armchair quarterback and say, oh, what about you? This, and all that. But Mike F did not have to portray himself and events in certain ways. He could have already got it. He could have already had the same numbers. He could have already had the same numbers. He could have realized those same numbers. He didn't have to create some fairy tales or whatever. Please forgive me. But you know, I've done a lot of bashing, yeah. But you know, at the end of the day, I don't think I'd want to have a cup of coffee with him because he's just not my. I can't relate. Like Joey Merlino, yes. Mikey Scars, yes. RJ Rogers, yes. Joey Merlino, yes, yes, yes. Gene Barillo, well, I might need security if I could bring Gene. But I was talking to my buddy today earlier, and I gotta say, no disrespect to Gene, but in a certain period of time, because he's a cowboy, and maybe he's chilled now, getting older, a little older, but in a generation before him, he wouldn't have lasted. And I don't mean any disrespect. He probably won't watch this anyways. But all I'm saying, one generation removed, no. Mm-mm. I know guys that went to Attica and they were lucky they were in Attica because they were cowboys and rodeo guys and they were loose cannons and they were lucky. They couldn't. They got solitary or protective custody because they knew that you know somebody would be coming after them. But I don't mean any ill will or anything on Gene. I want him to progress and you know succeed in life. Succeed. Everybody deserves a chance. So here's to all you guys. And that's the MobTube, YouTube, Mafia World, and all of that stuff. I get peed off because a lot of guys are in prison or they're dead, and they can't defend themselves. They lived it. They lived Cosa Nostra right to the end. And then there's people spewing all kinds of bull crap, and it's just like, wow. I know it's a rodeo and it's a soap opera, but can't some of these characters still have some scruples? That's all. That's all. I mean, so yeah, Mikey Scars and RJ Roger and and yeah, that's very enjoyable. And Mikey Scars, Gotti, well, that's the guy right there. You guys want some content and rock and roll, and here this guy's got a mind like a steel trap. Oh yeah, back in 2000 whatever or 19, boom, 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 boom. They good stuff. And RJ Roger knows the questions. As a great interviewer and a great historian, he knows the questions that everybody would want to ask Mikey. Hey, Wyatt Earp. So I enjoy watching them. I'd enjoy them more if they gave me a shout out. Come on, RJ Roger, help a guy out over here. All right. So, and I thank John Alite for giving me a shout out. I need all the help I can get. And Joey Merlino, someday, maybe he's down in West Palm Beach right now in the sun drinking. He's having all kinds of fun, Joey Merlino. I don't know how broke he is, Gene Barillo, but he's living large. He's living in the sun. He's down there basking in the sun. That's good enough. Whatever you got in your bank account while you're in the sun, hooting and hollering, that's a rich man right there, no matter what. Whatever your bank account says, who cares? But that's all speculation. All I know is he's down there and he's got a good sidekick. Joey Merlino has got a good wingman. Joey Merlino, if I get down there somehow, let's have a cup of coffee together and a smoke. All right? Joey Merlino is my kind of guy, and John Alite are the true kind of guys I had fun with years ago. That I'm more relatable to their sense of humor, their thinking, and just the way I'm more compatible with that. More compatible. Mike Franzese, please forgive me, but I didn't view him as a wise guy. That's all. Please forgive me. I didn't view he. I mean, but that's just me. Everybody's got their own opinions. So, yeah, I'd like to have a coffee with Joey Merlino, and John Alite, and Gene. I think Sammy the Bull would be fun. He'd be a cool guy. He'd be cool. I might talk a lot of smack, but hey, at the end of the day, people to people, I wouldn't mind. And there's other things that can't be uttered on here. There's other things that can't be uttered, and that I'm curious about whether they would answer my questions or not. But I would just, out of curiosity reasons, I would, I might ask them something. You say, "What are you wearing, a wire?" Well, who is this guy? Get this guy out of here. What are you wearing, a wire? Why do you want to ask me that? Well, I'm just curious. Ivan Lore. Ivan Lore. I watched Sammy's show the other day. Damn, he looks like an 80-year-old former ecstasy dealer. Yeah, oh, Sammy the Bull. He's probably got a couple of them. He's got a couple of them in his sock. Ivan, well, we got 900 subs. We got 900 subscribers. God bless all you good people for helping a guy out. I'm not saying for helping an old man out anymore. Thank you, bro. I'm not saying for helping an old man out because I'm 60 and please, angels, God, universe, maybe I could have a good 25 more years. Did you watch you watched that coverage from the casino? I did an editorial on Facebook and it blew up. It blew up. I did a real good editorial. I might have even did one here that we'll elaborate on that because I need people to come in. I need to talk. It's a talk show while we're here. Thank you, because you guys we go back and forth here. I'm personable. I'm personable. Oh, okay. So you folks, there was the casino was jam packed. This will take 2 minutes. The casino was jam packed and everything. They got the demographic of the security guards is whack. And with that being said, they can't touch you. They can't touch you in the casino. So they don't need to be linebackers because their policy is they can't touch you. So if I'm at a slot machine and somebody just decides to wear me out and blotto me out on the ground, they could just say, "Oh, stop hitting him. Oh, we're gonna call the cops." So they got to call the cops, and by the time the cops get there, I'm gonna be blottoed out. Yeah. So their policy, Ivan, and everybody else is they can't touch you in this Batavia casino, in this La La Land casino. So what happened was the casino was jam packed the other night, wall to wall. People walking around drunk. There was some event. Bam, bam, bam. A guy gets cut off from drinking, and then they can't get him out of there. There's a uniformed cop that appears there, whether he was already there or not. I heard he was already on site. He starts wrangling with the guy. The guy had some kind of chain in his hand, pounds him out, and the poor policeman might have had a cardiac arrest or something. Boom, passes away on the spot. My video in response to that is, first of all, where are the bouncers? The bouncers, they must have made $1 million that night, the casino. Where are the bouncers? I've been in casinos all over the place. There's some people talking smack or somebody's getting ready to go. These guys come out of the woodwork and they throw your ass out onto the street. Now get going. No frills, no nothing. You know, it's oh, all right, Ivan. So over here in this alternate universe called Batavia Downs Casino Racetrack, they couldn't foresee the drunks. They're over-serving people too, allegedly. They're over-serving. I just say allegedly for this kind of stuff. Allegedly. Over-serving. Everybody's running around. I almost got in an altercation with some crazy maniac that was talking smack or whatever, but then they went away. And I don't bother nobody. I keep to myself. I'm not a tough guy that runs around trying to act crazy. So I keep to myself. I socialize with the people. So they couldn't foresee, even at these events, they have summer concert events and it's jam-packed and everything else. There's been many events, many drunken nights with drunks running around all over the place, altercations. They couldn't foresee this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that on these nights that they might need some linebackers. Hey, come here, bow, you're gone. Hey, you, boom, bow, you're gone. They couldn't foresee this, where it didn't even have to come down to that officer confronting him. Why? Because the security guards were standing around going, "Oh, don't hit him. Oh, don't hit him. Oh, geez, what do we do now, Bill? Oh, well, we can't touch anybody." Even if you were able to touch somebody, you would be a fly. You'd be a fly. And what I don't understand either, too, Ivan, or is anybody else that comes in here, is weren't there just bystanders, men? Weren't there just some bystanders, men just come in and get him off of him? Weren't there just some bystanders? It was jam-packed elbow to elbow. It was the whole place just sloshed out, and they were all going, "Oh, look, he's killing him." Oh, yeah. I don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, where's the bodyguards? I mean, where's the bouncers? Where's the bouncers? So if there's maniacs in there getting drunk and they just decide to wrangle me up and start pounding my face in, it's going to take a long time for the police to come rescue me. You know? In the meantime, they're raking in the money hand over fist like an octopus. Then they got their commercials on TV. Oh, Batavia Downs, Batavia Downs. Yeah. Yeah, okay. They got so many lawsuits against them pending right now prior to this. They got so many involving other things. Harassment, other types of harassment, connect the dots, and things like that. They're a bad acting corporation. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wouldn't you think Batavia Downs would know prior to that, holding many events with a lot of stuff going on, but did it take a man to lose his life to realize that they needed to have an outsource or in-house able-bodied linebackers to snuff out things that might happen? Throw them into the street. Other casinos do it. Why did Batavia Downs do it? It might cost them $500. It might cost them. And they got their manager on around-the-clock commercials. Come to Batavia Downs, the friendly track, the casino, win more often. Yeah, really? That's on a loop around the clock. Yeah. When you're gonna? When's it gonna come down? And it comes down to a poor guy losing his life because you couldn't have able-bodied linebackers to just come in and hem them up. You need numbers. 2 or 3, because the other guy looked like a UFC fighter. He was stocky. But if you got a 6'2", and he was short, that guy was short. The perpetrator was short. Bring in some police officers off duty that are 29, 6'2", 240. Bring them in plain clothes. They'll get them out of there. You saw the mugshot? Yeah, he looked like a complete psychopath. But he ain't nothing, and he was drunk. Yeah, a drunk could get crazy and throw down, but you got 2 or 3 bouncers. When they put you in that hold behind your back, one arm behind your back, he's immobile. He's immobile. Yeah, he's immobile after that. 2 guys get him, and that's it. Throw him in the street or throw him in a police car, cuff him and stuff him. Yeah. Crazy. I did an editorial on that also on Facebook. And yeah, it's Wyatt Earp. Are you really 6'3" and 250? If you're 6'2", 200 plus pound, anything like, yeah. So what I also communicated was, they're all demographic. They're short, 5'1". The security women are either out of shape, the demographic, or older men, or I haven't seen one fit security guard fit, 25-year-old male fit. I haven't seen one. But even with that being said, you could have all muscle men security and they still can't touch anybody. So it's just an illusion. It's an illusion. The whole thing is, if somebody's pounding somebody out, you got to wait for the local police to show up. A lot can happen while somebody's beating the crap out of you on the floor and you're waiting for the police. So what? The security guard looks around. Hang in there, Joe. Well, you could get some false teeth when you get out of the hospital, Joe. You could get some false teeth when you get out of the hospital. Yeah, the police are on their way. They got 6 bars, 5 bars over there. Their people are sloshed out. Now there's a lot of summer concert events coming up, amongst other events. Let's see where their bouncers are. Because now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let something happen again at that location. and they should have already had the foresight because it's foreseeable. So even after this, it's more foreseeable, and let something else happen after this. And there's no bouncers there. Yeah. When their management has these meetings and they're talking about these events and logicity and logic and everything else, don't they talk about what if these managers and directors at the Batavia Downs Casino, don't they ever say, what if this happens? Can we address this? What if this happens? Can we address this? Did they ever bring up the what if? What if something happens? Well, you're going to need a couple of 2 or 3 linebackers in there and get them people out of there. Oh, we can't touch the people? What do you mean you can't touch the people? There's mitigating circumstances when violence is occurring. Crazy. I know some of those people watch this from over there. I know they watched it, and there's nothing they can deny. There's no way, if they want to critique my videos, there's no way that there's no way they can combat what I said. They're sitting there like schmucks, and somebody had to lose their life over it. Because that couple, I believe, they got kicked. They stopped drinking. They had this. We can't serve you anymore, or whatever. Like half the people shouldn't have been served in there, running around all the time. And I guess they were having problems at the bar, and then they didn't want to leave. They didn't want to leave, and that's when the officer that might have been on site, or sometimes there's one that just parks across the street, and that's when he got into it. Why? Because they didn't have a couple linebackers in there to just grab the guy and get him out of there? Why do the local police have to come in and handle Batavia Downs business? He's for the citizens of the community. The police force is for the citizens of the community. If they get a call or something or whatever, and there's something needs to be addressed, yeah, that's understandable. And even if he's on site, okay. He don't need to be involved if you got some bouncers. I've been into Vegas, Atlantic City. Some people just, boom, they're gone. There's no questions. There's no blah, 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 blah. They're gone. And if they resist, they're going to get lumped up. They'll bring them to a back room and lump them up. You're not going to tarnish Vegas' image. They're not going to press charges against the bouncers because the judges and the political apparatus there. No, you don't give Vegas a bad reputation, like so the customers are like, oh yeah, when we went there was a guy talking smack, and he no. They'll be saying, wow, when we were there, a guy got unruly and they threw his ass out. They don't want a bad reputation. So it's mind-boggling. I could manage the place. I could run it. I could increase their handle and everything else. But it's an ill society. I don't want to increase people losing more money, getting divorces, going bankrupt, getting in domestic arguments, losing their life savings. I don't want to participate in that. Oh. Years ago, there was someone very close to me that was the manager of that place. And I don't want to say how he was related to me, or I don't want to say his name, but he ran it right. He ran it right because he was educated in that stuff. He was educated in everything. So, yeah, it was a terrible accident that had to happen, but they just want to bring in all the money, all the bar sales, all the slot machine revenue, everything they can get. And what's the line of defense if something goes down? That's all. What's the line of the defense? And there's a demographic of a lot of senior citizens in there or older that can't even defend themselves. If it just comes down to you defending yourself, you got to defend yourself until you wait until the police come. I might only be able to keep a guy away for a second before I run out of breath. I might run out of breath. So there's no line of defense. What if you make a big score and you go from the cashier thing and somebody's ready to roll you or rob you? What? Somebody's got a hat. They're still wearing the COVID masks. So somebody's got a hat and glasses and a COVID mask, and then somebody catches you from the cage on the way out. What's security just going to watch? Yeah. Yeah. The demographic, like I stated, the demographic of the guards is the way it is because their policy is they're not touching anybody. So they don't need no linebackers. But with events, but you should have a couple in the back somewhere to defend the patrons if something happens. Outsource or insource. But the policy is they just don't want to touch anybody. Well, we're going to see, because I imagine there'll be a lawsuit for negligence, because you're supposed to have somebody. It didn't have to come down that after the fact. It didn't have to come down to that policeman having to confront this guy. They've been open for years and years and years, and why ain't there any bouncers? If there's big events, concert events, or stuff like that, you might see a local uniform officer here or there. How come? It's a no-brainer. What are they trying to save 1,000 on the night? Check out what their revenue was last quarter. Batavia Downs Casino. What their revenue was. Why can't they? They have board meetings. They have all this and that. Summertime's ramping up. Big nights, big events. The place is full of capacity. Alcohol flowing freely. What do they talk about at these board meetings? How much they're putting in their pockets? Or how much more they can put in their pockets? They don't care about the patrons. You got to wait for the cops to come. Yeah, I did that video on Facebook locally, and it blew up locally. And then people from the Downs, I imagine they watched it. I didn't say anything wrong. But what if something happens again? After all this, a man has to lose his life. What about if something happens again? I'm going to have to bring a pepper spray in there. Now that I think of it, I might have to go buy a taser or some pepper spray. Somebody starts bashing my face in. I might have to just get away. I got some pepper spray. Here, get away. What the heck? So now that I think of it, I might have to. It's crazy. Yeah. Those are real places, Ivan. Those are real places. This place is from an alternate universe, this Batavia Downs. It's from an alternate universe. There's all kind of pending lawsuits in there for other various things already. They're from an alternate universe, this Batavia Downs. Simple, logical stuff that they can't foresee. What if this happens? What about on these nights? What do we do? What about on these events? What do we do? They can't foresee that? Why? Because they want to save $1,000? Yeah. So maybe it's a viable lawsuit. I don't know. I would imagine there's some negligence in there because that's foreseeable. It's foreseeable that you need bouncers in there to get people the hell out of there. Numbers. You need numbers. You don't need one bouncer. You need 2 or 3 bouncers. Numbers. Scoop them up and throw them on out. And then if they come back, you lump them up. That's all. You lump them up. So, yeah, we'll keep our eyes and ears open because I'll be there and I'll be watching and I'll be ready with my phone to video anything that goes on because it might end up in evidence in some future court case. It might end up as evidence when their video when they lose their video. Yeah, it is. It's a racetrack too. Yeah, it's a racetrack. It's an OTB and it's a casino. So I appreciate you guys coming in and rocking with me. We're at 900 subscribers. Man, wow. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Thank you, universe. Thank you, people, helping me out, giving me content so I can have a show. And yeah, we're gonna just keep doing what we do. Keep an eye on that place, and hopefully they can make necessary measures to come in and correct that stuff in case things happen. You know? Thank you, Ivan. Thank you guys. Man, thank you. You guys stay blessed. Wealth, health, and prosperity. And we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Because you folks are the kings and the queens will be coming in and we'll put it together. We're going to do that. You have a great day. Villejas. And Ivan, thank you, bro. You gave me my show. So 900. What day will I get my 1,000th subscriber? July, maybe? Maybe June? Well, yeah, March, April, May, maybe. We'll see. God willing. If all the planets line up in the right direction, then we'll get there. And 1K coming soon. Enjoy Merlino. I wanna come hang out down in that Florida sun. John A. Light, RJ Roger, Mikey Scars, keep up the great work. I wish I had knowledge like that and recall like that. So keep keeping on, folks. Keep keeping on. And you guys, it's beautiful. The weather's breaking and you feel the adrenaline. And let's rise up in our thinking, our relationships. And maybe we can manipulate the matrix somehow and we can make these things into reality. So that's how we do it here. This is the real deal. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Ivan, Mauricio, Michael Candinas, Leon Swan, Wyatt Earp, man. Yeah. The slice will be coming later. The New York Jets 15. All right. I don't want to miss anybody, but everybody that comes in here, you know, I appreciate it. 900 subs. Thank you. God bless you all. And see you soon.